Happy Sunday morning. 其实我觉得很怪，因为我们在台北，可是要讲英语。It's very strange. So I actually want to share a bit more about why I'm in Taiwan and what I'm doing before I sing. This is first from Matthew chapter 10. It's on the screen. And it talks about how whatever we know as Christians, or rather it is part of our mission and our mandate to expand God's kingdom. And my heart and my current mission as it is to make use of music to share a message of hope and love. I'm not going to read it because you can read it. Next slide. And it comes with a promise, whoever acknowledges your Father and our Father in heaven before men will also be acknowledged in heaven. And going on this journey has been a very difficult one because I don't know if anybody else is from Singapore. I know Jennifer from Singapore. But, in Singapore, maybe in Taiwan as well, some people always look at music as not a proper thing to do because it's very unstable. So I actually took up another job as a radio DJ when I graduated from university. But in the middle of that year, I had a very strong impression from God that I needed to make use of my music in a way that actually brought people of an awareness to Him. So thus began my journey, and I started to create songs that have double meanings. So on one hand, my songs are played on Singapore like secular radio and used for like Singaporean movies. But on the other hand, I have the opportunity to bring the same songs to churches and actually share the real spiritual context behind my songs. So it was during the process of producing this album, Brand New, that I was actually, I guess, under some kind of spiritual attack, and I met with a very serious car accident. So this was only 3 days after I was singing backing vocals for a really established singer-songwriter called Corinne May. And Corinne May is Catholic, and she also has a mandate, and she also shares about God in her music. And just 3 days after that concert, it was a beautiful concert, like 8,000 people in like an open Gardens by the Bay. And I actually lost control of my car while trying to change lanes. And because of the steering wheel, when I was struggling with the steering wheel, my car swerved to the other side of the road. And I saw a huge white lorry coming towards me, and I really thought, okay, I think I'm just going to die right now because I have no control over the car. I'm going to die. And there's a huge lorry coming towards me. It's going to hit me. I'm going to die somehow. I'm going to get smashed in the car. The miraculous thing was that I was actually found when I woke up conscious on the pavement on the other side of the road. So I was driving, lost control of the car. The car swerved to the opposite traffic, and my body was like on the other side, on the passenger lane. And so a few miracles had to take place for me to be standing here in front of you. Firstly, I didn't die. The second thing was that I only had very superficial injuries. I had only like a gum injury and like an abrasion on my leg that I can still show you, like a scar and scratches, and of course my body was shocked. But when I was in the A&E department, the doctors were super amazed because they were like, do you know that most people who get flung out of cars have a very high rate of M&M? I was like, M&M is what? Sweets, and then one of the junior doctors, because they brought one whole bunch of doctors to come at me, and they were like, oh, this girl actually she's doing quite well because she got hit in that accident and she got flung out of the car, but she's okay, and so she said, oh, M&M is actually morbidity and mortality, which means you die or you're permanently paralyzed. And from that accident, it was very clear and that what I was doing, which was I was in album production that time I hadn't recorded a single note. That if I really died, the songs wouldn't have been recorded, and other than that, I began to think about my family and my friends and how much, I would have caused them such pain. At that time, I also began to think about, in particular, one friend of mine. I have another song that I wrote in relation to this accident called Just Me, but I won't be sharing that today because there's no time. But if you like, you can listen to my album. I brought some with me today. But the song I'm going to share with you is a song called Love Shaped Void. And after the accident, I was thinking about this friend of mine who grew up with me in school. And I went to a Christian girls' school. But, there's so many girls like her who go through the school but never get a chance to really know God. And, she lives such a fulfilling life and she's so successful. And but yet, that she went through a point of depression in her life. Can I go to the next slide? This verse is part of the same set of verses from Matthew chapter 10. It's actually all in one section, just that I split it up. And it talks about how God cares about us to the extent that He knows how many hairs we have on our head. Today I woke up and I was counting the number of hairs on my pillow. I was just like, oh gosh, I dropped hair on my pillow. Can you imagine? God knows how many I have altogether, and I have a lot. And indeed, if He doesn't even let a bird fall down to the ground without Him knowing, how much more us? And I thought about this friend of mine and how much He must love her, and how there was a point of time that she was very depressed because of a breakup. And I wanted so much to share with her the love of God. And I talked to her, but she didn't really accept what I had to say. And so this song that I wrote, Love Shaped Void, is for her. So if we can have the music, I'll start singing. Yeah. It hurts me to see you falling again and again. I wanna pick you up, but you won't let me, push me out of sight. And still I'm trying again and again, free you from all your pain. I am the only one who understands. More than a feeling, you try to hide it deep inside. You got a love-shaped void. Just let me in, let me see it. I will mend every cut, every bruise in your soul. All the weight and the burdens you won't bear alone. I will feel your love-shaped void. It could be simple. Just put your trust in me. My arms are wide open. I'll keep you in the shadow of my wings. Be still. I'm strong when you are weak. I have the remedy. Let my love wash over everything. More than a feeling, you try to fight it deep inside. You got a love-shaped void. Just send me in, let me heal it. I will mend every crack, every dent in your heart. All the chains and the shackles, I'll tear them apart. I will fill your love-shaped void. Time bring freedom, hope, what keeps us going on. And love never fails. nonsense going on. Thank you. Just want to close by sharing this verse from Psalm 56, verse 8. You have taken account of my wanderings and put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? I'm on a very difficult journey because I'm in Taipei precisely to look for a way to share the message that I have with more people. And I've actually created 6 Chinese versions of my songs, including this song, 中文叫爱情孔雀. And I also brought it with me today. I will be doing a couple more performances this week in the secular venues. I don't always have the chance to share my full testimony, but I do usually have the chance to tell the stories and talk about God, even in a secular place. So can I have the next slide? Yeah, so this is the album I brought with me today. That's 13 tracks, English album and the Chinese versions. So next slide. If you like, I'll be, after the service, be happy to sign the CDs if you want to get some from me. I also want to make a special mention of my parents who came all the way from Singapore with me as well. They're sitting over there. Can they wave? Papa? Yeah. So God has been very gracious to me and He's been providing for me. So thanks be to God. Thank you so much.